Hello, my name is Stephen Labiak, and this is the Week 2 Law Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about what to do when you're getting ready to file bankruptcy. The first thing I want you to understand, this is a very serious undertaking. You are going to be involved with the law, in the courts, with lawyers, and most significantly, which people are not really used to, is everybody's basically going to be up in your business for the next, probably at least the next year, maybe up to the next 5 years. So, these people will be asking you questions about what you do, what you spend money on, and what you own. If you're not ready for that, well, you got two choices. Either you don't file bankruptcy, or you're just going to have to learn how to deal with it a little bit. You need to understand that bankruptcy is serious. It's going to be on your record permanently in the sense that it's always going to be a legal document that's going to follow you wherever you go. It's probably going to be on your credit for 10 years, and you can only file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, the most common form, every 8 years, at least as the law states as it is now. The next thing you need to understand you're getting ready is consult a bankruptcy professional. So what is a bankruptcy professional? I'm a lawyer, so I'll be honest with you, I always think of bankruptcy professional as a bankruptcy attorney. A couple different ways to look at this. There's lots of people advertising, hey, I'll do your bankruptcy papers for $100 or something like that. You know what? You get what you pay for. And second, they cannot give you legal advice, so they are only going to do what you tell them to do. What does this mean? That means you can expect to maybe be losing your assets, losing your tax refund, losing a lot of stuff. So when you're getting ready to file bankruptcy, consult a bankruptcy attorney. And I say bankruptcy attorney. You know what? Bankruptcy is kind of the hot thing in law right now. People are struggling. Everybody's jumping in. What this means is you may be talking to somebody who normally does car accidents or maybe medical malpractice who doesn't know about the first thing about bankruptcy. They're jumping in, try to make a little money on the side. You know what? Contact a bankruptcy professional. They're going to know everything you need to know to make sure your assets are protected and that your case is going to go smoothly. That's what you're hiring a professional for. Not to learn how to do it, but to help take you through the steps so everything goes as smooth as possible. So, if you consulted a bankruptcy professional, they will tell you all these things, but I'm just going to try to give you a heads up a little bit. You'll be a little bit ahead of the game. First thing you need to make sure you do is you have your taxes filed. Quite often people come into my office, okay, I'm ready to file bankruptcy. You haven't filed taxes in the last 3 years. The law states you have to file your taxes. It doesn't say you have to pay everything you owe, but you need to file your taxes. There's two good reasons to do this. First off, it's the law. You have to do it. You can't file bankruptcy without it. Second, if there are assets in your case that are going to be taken and sold to satisfy for your bankruptcy, taxes are one of the highest categories to get paid. So if you owe back taxes, get them filed. They'll be paid or fully paid or partially paid through the bankruptcy, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. The second thing is quit using those credit cards. You need to understand, once you file bankruptcy, you can't use them anyway. Second, if you're using your credit cards with the intent to file bankruptcy, technically that's fraud, and you could be prosecuted for it. Now, realistically, is that going to happen? No. But you need to stop using it. You don't want to take that chance. The second thing is you need to adapt your lifestyle to understand that you can no longer be borrowing money to get by. If you stop using all the credit cards, if you quit using payday loans, and you still don't have enough money to pay the rent, pay the lights, pay the sewer, pay the phone bill, put food on the table for you and your family, you got to evaluate what you're doing. You either need to cut back your expenses more, or you need to increase your income. Otherwise, bankruptcy is not going to solve your problems, and 6 months later, after you're done filing bankruptcy, you're still going to be in the same situation where you can't get by in your life, and you're going to be struggling. And what I always want to have with people is when I'm done with them, I want them to succeed in life. That's the purpose of bankruptcy, is to get a fresh start, to succeed. And if you can't get by in life without those credit cards, bankruptcy is not going to solve your problems. Finally, the most important thing to understand is don't go sell your assets, don't transfer your assets. One of the most common things that people try to do is they want to sell everything they own because they think that the bankruptcy trustee is going to take it. That's not true. 99% of my cases are what's called no asset cases. That means you keep everything. So if you go start selling all your cars, for pennies in the dollar because you think you're going to lose it. I'm going to be honest with you, this is why you consult a bankruptcy professional to set up a plan to make sure you keep your assets. Second, if you go transfer that piece of property to your brother for $1,000 when it's worth $100,000, you know what? That's going to be called a preferential transfer. The trustee is going to look at that. A, they're going to reverse it, so you're still going to end up owning the property anyway. And B, they're going to inspect your life a lot closer to see what other type of shenanigans you've tried to pull to try to avoid paying your debts or trying to hide assets. So just be honest with what is going on. Don't take any sudden financial changes, sell your car, transfer the property. Consult a bankruptcy professional. Let them know what you got going on. This is what you're paying that professional for, is to protect your assets, to give you good advice as to what's going on. If you have any questions about this or anything else we've talked to, you can give me a call at 559-274-2868. I'll be more than happy to discuss this or any other bankruptcy issues with you. Thank you.
Thank you.